What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Working our way through all the restricteds, or as many as we can, today we're trying out Zekrom. This is a cool team built by TSL Tang 0508, and I'll include their information below. And I really like this team because it kind of uses Zekrom in an unconventional way. It's special based as opposed to physical, which can lead to a lot of really interesting scenarios and mind games, especially if you can set it up early against your opponent and max so they don't realize that the moves are special. It also has Prankster Thunderous, which I think is really cool to be able to get off weather balls, as well as thunder waves. And I feel like thunder wave right now is a really big kind of deal, so it's cool to see that happening. There's also Urshifu, which is the water form, which I've never actually used before, or haven't used much, so I'm excited to try that out. And then you also do have that Clefairy, which I think can be really interesting, and one thing to note is it does have Sing as opposed to an attacking move. So while you do have to be careful of Taunt, I think it can offer a lot of really good support. So I'm really excited to try this team out, and hopefully we can pull out some good games with it. And with that being said, let's kind of hop into the first game and go from there. Alright, first battle of the day, and it's a Zacian team, and a pretty interesting one at that. It is Guzzlord, Tapu Fini, Dusclops, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and that Zacian. So looking at my team, let me think. I mean, I do like Zekrom as a whole, but what I am most worried about is that Amoonguss. What is really nice, though, is that I do have the option of setting up Electric Terrain, but I don't think I necessarily want to lead with it. Yeah, this is tricky of how do I stop that? I think Incineroar is good. Maybe, I could just do a Thunderous to kind of bait people with the idea that they'll see it and they want to target into it. So I'm going to actually do Instant Thunderous with Comfy and Zekrom in the back, right? I'm trying to think I think that is my best option because even if they Trick Room, that's actually probably beneficial because of how slow this Zekrom is. So the main question really is, what are their leads? That, like I said, that Amoonguss really is scary, but the fact that I can set up the Electric Terrain so easily, I think is really helpful. But at the same time, it can be really risky. I think being able to Thunder Wave... Okay, so they're going to do Dusclops Guzzlord. And so I'm trying to think what makes them... I don't know. So, Guzzlord. What do I want to do against Guzzlord? I don't want to... Let's see. I could fake out... I'm tempted just to Parting Shot into it. I don't actually know if Guzzlord is more physical or special. So I think Parting Shot just makes the most sense. I could Snarl. I'm going to... I don't know. I'm going to quickly try and... Guzzlord. Yeah, let's just Snarl and then let's Thunderwave into Guzzlord. Because just being able to get basically the hacks on it can be really beneficial. So Guzzlord is... What is it? It is... Yeah, it's pretty even, so it's hard to say if it's physical or special. And I think even though the paralysis will make it slower, the fact that I can basically stop it from getting off all of its attacks... Oh, Guzzlord is Dragon Ground. I forgot about that. Oh, no, it's Dark Dragon. Oh, yeah. It's Dark type, so I don't affect... Yes, okay. Prankster doesn't affect it. I totally forgot about that. But it looks like it's special based. Okay, so they're going to Brick Break to trigger their weakness policy. But so this means they're not going for Trick Room turn 1. So I can get off another Snarl, which it looks like is beneficial because now it'll be back to neutral. And then Thunderwave I think Thunderwave into the Dusclops after making that silly mistake. Yep, because they're probably going to Trick Room this turn. And if I can get the Paralysis onto Dusclops this turn, that would actually be really cool to stop it from setting up Trick Room to give me one more turn to kind of do some damage to this Guzzlord and get it back to neutral. What would actually be really ideal, though, is that I am stalling out a lot of this Guzzlord's max turns, and the fact that I can bring out a late game Zekrom and take advantage of maxes then is really big. And I think, yeah, continue to max, and then I think Rain Dance is tempting, but yeah, that doesn't do much. Let's just hit into Dusclops and try and get some chip damage going, because yeah, Dusclops I'm not super worried about. That Nightshade is a little bit frustrating. Max Wormwind, yeah, so they know I'm not what's it called? They know I'm not Defiant, so there's not really a reason to worry about Max Wormwind. But this is their last turn of Max, and their Beast Boost is going to boost their special attack. So they are at +1 special after the Snarl. And I think I can bring out Zekrom pretty safely. I think I can bring out Zekrom, Parting Shot into the Guzzlord, which will let me bring out Comfy. Yeah, so I think Parting Shot into the Guzzlord, because the focus is going to be on Zekrom. And that will preserve Incineroar for the Zacian. And it'll let me trigger the weakness policy the following turn with Comfy. So I think Parting Shot into the Guzzlord, and then Max Wormwind into, yeah, the Guzzlord. Doubling up into it is a little bit risky, but because that Dusclops does have the Paralysis on it, the fact that there is a chance that it doesn't attack is always really good. And so with that, like, I think it's fine to double up. I do know that the Guzzlord has Protect, which could be a little bit risky. I do need to preserve my Incineroar, but I think the fact that now there is a Trick Room up, and I am able to bring out Zekrom and max it is working in my favor. Brick Break into the Incineroar. Okay, so that's going to do a little bit of chip. Draco Meteor into Zekrom. Zekrom holds on, and that'll trigger my weakness policy. And what's good then is I can now bring out Comfy to start healing my Zekrom as well, because I can use that Floral Healing, which will go before Dusclops to get off some damage. Yep, Floral Healing, thank God. Don't need to worry about triggering my own weakness policy. And more importantly, this should let me get the knockout onto Guzzlord, and then I can hopefully force out my opponent's Zacian while I still have a max, and maybe won't Trick Room still up. There should still actually be a couple turns of Trick Room. So I think I can play around with that and really create a scenario where Zekrom can finish off what my opponent has. Ooh, the Amoonguss floral healing here, and probably max lightning into the Dusclops to stop any. That was actually a really bad play, because yeah, they're going to be able to go first because Amoonguss is slower. Dusclops is going to Nightshade into the Comfy, then they're going to be able to spore. They're going to be able to freely spore into Zekrom. Yeah, that was a bad. I don't know if there was a way around that. I could have gone for Protect Trick Room. There is one turn of Trick Room left. I think still just Floral Healing and hopefully Wake Up. Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. It is nice, though, that I can recover a bunch of HP, and the damage output from my opponents isn't going to be super big. Oh, ooh, Sludge Bomb. Less than ideal into Zekrom, but I mean, they didn't target down the Comfy, which is really helpful. And what? I think Floral Healing again, and I could Draco Meteor the Amoonguss. Yeah. I think the Amoonguss is the bigger threat, and the fears if it's Focus Sash. Yeah. So this is hard because I do. Yeah, I think the amount of sleep I get is gonna play a huge role. They are gonna Sludge Bomb into Comfy, which makes a lot of sense. And now, okay, great. Dusclops is paralyzed, which is what I really needed this turn. I think swap out to Incin and once again try and Draco Meteor. Yeah, Draco Meteor the Amoonguss. And because yeah, they're gonna be targeting that slot. I am almost back to full, and so that's really gonna help in the fact that as long as Incin lives, I should be in really good shape. So this is actually a pretty scary position to be in. Let's see. Do I okay, I get the Wake. Do I connect with the Draco Meteor? I connect with Draco Meteor, which should knock it out or bring it down to a Sash. Okay, so it is Focus Sash, but I do have Fake Out on the Incineroar. And so if we get another Trick Room, okay, Dusclops is paralyzed, which is great, because now I can freely Fake Out into the Amoonguss, and I'm going to go for another Draco Meteor into... Yeah, if I go for the Draco Meteor into Dusclops, I can essentially play around the Zacian by getting a lot of attack drops with Incineroar in a 3v1. I don't think it's totally over. Amoonguss is going to protect. That's fine. So I just need to hit this. I just need to hit Draco Meteor, which I do. It connects, which is really good. This just is... I mean, it is a little bit... Oh, wow, it lived. That is not... Ugh, that's not what I wanted. This is going to let it... Okay, so... Yeah, now that dust... I would probably... I feel like they're going to want to target my Incineroar with Spore. So I have to try and keep my Incineroar as healthy as possible. Yeah, the Dusclops is a little bit of a pain. They're gonna Spore into the Comfy slot, which is fine by me. I am able to get the Earth Power off, and now that forces them to bring in a Zacian, which is going to be the slowest thing on the field. So I think I can safely at least get an Earth Power off into it. And I think Earth Power should hopefully lower its HP enough to the point where Flare Blitz can take it out. I'm going to just try and protect. And then... Actually, no. Rising Voltage... Rising Voltage does have Stab. But Earth Power is super effective. Yeah. I'm going to go for an Earth Power. I forget. I know the two of them used to be different. Okay, so Nightshade into Comfy. Comfy is going to go down. Yep. Earth Power into Zacian. Hopefully lowers it enough. A little bit less than I would have liked. But, okay, so they're going to... But they are going to close combat, which means that the Incineroar should be able to knock it out with Flare Blitz. But, I mean, what do I do to the Dusclops then? I do actually have a fair bit of HP left. So, and the Dusclops is a little bit low and paralyzed. I think, yeah, do I read the Protect? Read the Protect and target the Dusclops. If I get this wrong, I lose. I'm gonna... No, I mean, it's fine, because... Yeah, I should have read that protect. It was obvious, but I didn't want to take the chance. Oh, nice. That's huge, because they could... Oh, no. So they were going for a Nightshade. What I was afraid of was they were going to reverse the Trick Room, and that would have kind of screwed me. So they can go again. I think if I can knock out... Zacian fails the double. Dusclops is paralyzed. Once again, going for that Nightshade. Get the Flare Blitz off into Zacian. Zacian is going to go down, but I am going to take a lot of recoil. And I don't have an HP Restoring Berry. I have a Shuka Berry. So I have 104. Okay, so I can theoretically hit the Dusclops with 2 Flare Blitzes, depending on how much recoil I take. As long as I'm over 50, which, ooh. Yikes. Okay, Dusclops is paralyzed. 104 to 93. So I'm able to do this again. Yeah, this is really tricky. Nice. I think that was a crit. I am at 80, so I will... Ooh. Fascinating. But I feel like I still should be safe with Flare Blitz. Okay, so they're going to Pain Split. Oh, that was actually very smart. Because now I'm at 49. Oh, nice. So now the question is, I mean, they've been getting paralyzed a lot. Do they get paralyzed this next turn? Moment of truth. They don't. Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain. They got paralyzed a lot. And I think paralysis was super important this game. It was just kind of frustrating that, yeah, I mean, I would have liked one more, but I think at any point, them not getting it, they would have been able to come back on top. So, I mean, it was still a cool start. It was fun to show off this team. And I think, yeah, just as I always say, like, keep pushing and move on to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is a Calyrex team. So we have a Tapu Lele with, what is that thing called? Celesteela, not Incineroar, Landorus, with the Calyrex, Garchomp, and Zapdos. I do really like Urshifu. I think Urshifu scares a lot of things, and the fact that it has that super effective Surging Strikes is really great because it can hit into Landorus, it can outspeed and hit Zapdos, it can hit Garchomp. So I'm a big fan of that for sure. I think Incin also really makes sense. It's able to stop their Calyrex pretty effectively. I think, yeah, definitely want to bring Zekrom. This is tricky because I am tempted to bring the Thundurus because of the fact that it can paralyze, but I mean, paralysis is so irrelevant. I think I would actually rather have Comfey in the back as well. There is the argument to be made for Clefairy. I think that Friend Guard boost... I mean, that Friend Guard boost is really nice, but I feel like it's hard to justify when you can bring Comfey, and the fact that they have a spread move on Calyrex. Okay, so they're going to bring Garchomp Zapdos. I think Fake Out onto... One of these is going to max, and the question is which one. I feel like you max Garchomp, so I think Surging Strikes onto Garchomp and Fake Out into Zapdos makes the most sense. Oh, they didn't max. Interesting. So, Surging Strikes hopefully will do a good amount. Oh, it could be Rough Skin, which would be no fun. That did a good chunk. Yeah, I'm going to take a lot of recoil off of this. But... yeah, so it's not going to pick up a KO, unfortunately, but I think the damage trade-off is really worth it because that Garchomp is almost gone. And I mean, I'm probably going to lose Incineroar. Is probably, I mean, oh, Garchomp went for Swords Dance. That's really big because it means that it could max, but it's so low that I don't think you want to take that chance. And then I'm tempted just to Parting Shot into the Zapdos. Yeah, so they're going to sacrifice their Garchomp, and I'm probably going to sacrifice Urshifu, which, I mean, less than ideal, but yeah, I'm taking just so much recoil off of knocking it out that I don't think I'm going to live another attack, and I'm guessing the Zapdos is going to hit into Urshifu. Okay, it's just going to discharge, which, yep, Urshifu is going to go down. And then I am going to be able to connect with Parting Shot and put that Zapdos kind of in a rough place, but this does mean that I can safely bring out Zekrom next to Comfey. Yeah, I can bring out Zekrom next to Comfey, which is really nice, and just start going for max attacks. It is a little bit frustrating, though, that I did lose Urshifu so early, but at the same time, Urshifu did its job. It took out a huge threat, because I think if Garchomp was left unchecked, they would just be able to kind of sweep through my whole team. Okay, cool. So they're going to bring out Landorus, and yeah, would have really liked Urshifu here, but they probably think I am. I mean, they probably think I'm physical, so I think Draining Kiss here, and then Max. This is actually scary. I think Trick Room, and then swap out to Incin, because it'll lower Landorus's attack, and I know Zekrom is slower than Landorus, and I want to make sure that Landorus is doing as little damage as possible and hitting last. So now what I can do is, if I get the Trick Room off, yeah, because they're going to max Landorus, so getting Landorus to -1 is great. And then if I can Parting Shot into it too, I can get it to -2 with Incin, because they're probably going to max Quake though, which is a little bit scary because they can safely discharge with Zapdos. I mean, I expect safe discharge with Zapdos and max Quake into the Landorus spot. That's really bad. Okay, so Shuka Berry coming in handy. That paralysis is really bad on Comfey, and I guess you can argue it's karma for the last game. And yeah, if I get this is actually really bad. That crit, because now they have a special defense boost. This is potentially bad. If I don't get the Trick Room, if Comfey is paralyzed. Okay, Comfey is able to get the Trick Room up. The issue though is Landorus is at it's at -1, but it does have +1 special defense. But I can go for a Max Dragon into it. So Draining Kiss into the Zekrom, and then Max Wormwind into the Landorus to lower its attack. The issue though is they did go for Max Quake, and I don't know if Comfey is going to be able to hit and pull off the Draining Kiss. And this is a really tricky spot. I don't think it was worth sacrificing Urshifu to knock out their Garchomp. Or like there had to have been a better way. This team is actually fairly slow and is reliant on Trick Room. Okay, so I do get the Draining Kiss off, which is great, because now I'm going to be able to do a ton of damage. Comfey is relatively healthy. That Zapdos is pretty weak at this point. So I don't know. I feel good. I think the Wormwind hopefully should do a lot. Okay. Almost all. I will have to take a max Quake, which is a little bit frustrating, but it is at -2. So hopefully that can mitigate some of the damage into Zekrom. Okay. Wow. Okay, not bad at all. Zapdos getting a special defense boost, which is a little bit Hurricane into Zekrom, hoping for confusion, and they don't get it. So I can Floral Healing here and just try and Wormwind into the Landorus again. And hopefully, nice, get the Floral Healing, which is big. If I can knock out the Landorus this turn, what that means is they'll be forced to bring out their Calyrex while I'm still maxed, and then I can safely, and Trick Room. Trick Room is up, and they're still and I'm still maxed, which means that I'll be in a really good spot. We haven't seen a fake out from that. I mean, not a fake out, a Focus Sash. Please don't get the problem. All right, nice. So we haven't seen a Focus Sash, so there is a chance it is on Calyrex, in which case I will need to break it with Draining Kiss. And I think if I can get that off, yeah, I think getting off the Draining Kiss is ideal. And I think to play it safe, yeah, so I just need one more turn of no paralysis. And then Max Quake into the Calyrex. Yeah, if... Let's see, they could protect. So yeah, oh, no protect. No protect from Calyrex. So Calyrex is going to lose any HP and break any Sash it may have. This is a +2 Max Quake into Calyrex, and I don't expect it to live. Yeah, Calyrex goes down. And now it is just, sorry, Zapdos at -1 special attack versus a fairly healthy Zekrom at +2 and a Comfey that's also fairly healthy. So yeah, they're relying on confusion at this point. And even though my max is over, like, I'm still in a good spot. I think I didn't get a Rising Voltage off. I think I can safely Draining Kiss the Zapdos and... yeah, I guess Draco Meteor. Cool. Nice. So Zekrom able to really pull through in this game. I think utilizing the max is really important and being able to play it a little bit late, because the Zekrom really shines in the late game where you kind of take care of some of its threats, because you do, I feel like, lose a fair bit of offensive pressure without the physical moves, but glad I was able to pull it off. Let's try and do one or two more and see how we can do there. All right, battle number 3. This is interesting. It is Calyrex with a Dragapult, Urshifu, Tornadus, Colossal, and Clefairy. So, I think Urshifu, what is Urshifu's speed? Colossal gets to 302. So 150 plus, so it's 225. I think Urshifu Thundurus is huge because of the fact that I can Thunderwave a Colossal, because I expect the Colossal lead. There's not really much I can do to stop, or what my opponent thinks is there's not much I can do to stop a Dragapult Colossal beyond really nothing. But I think Urshifu Thundurus should be able to do that. Zekrom in the back, and then probably Incineroar. I guess Incineroar, I'm trying to think. I do like the priority with Comfey, and I do like the boost with Clefairy. No, Fake Out's too valuable, and I think the fact that it is able to hit into my opponents is like super important. But I do expect probably Colossal Dragapult, and they can go for Surf. And then what I can do is I can Thunderwave the Colossal, and that'll let Urshifu outspeed it. Oh! This is not what I expected at all. Okay, so they're gonna go Tornadus Calyrex. So this Urshifu does outspeed Calyrex under normal circumstance. I need this Thunder Wave to hit. Thunder Wave. Oh, huge miss. Because now this Calyrex can safely go for an Astral Barrage, pick up a double knockout, and then there's really nothing I can do. Thundurus does hold on. But the fact that I am... Okay, so it is Life Orb, which is good to know. I think bring out the Incin. And what? I have to go for Thunder Wave again. I have to Thunder Wave this and fake out into their Tornadus. That is frustrating. Yeah, fake out here, and then I need Thunder Wave this turn. I think, what, they go for Protect Calyrex. Okay, they're just going to max Calyrex, which, I mean, it makes sense. And they have, yeah, I don't think I can come back from this game because I missed that Thunder Wave. Because Calyrex just is going to steamroll. I'm basically going to need to rely on paralysis. I'm going to need to get basically a ton of luck these next couple turns. Tornadus flinches. Yeah, Starfall. Wow, and they have Starfall. Which... a sizable chunk to Incineroar. What can I do now? I'm getting Chip. I think I have to try and Snarl, and I'm going to Thunderbolt the Tornadus, expecting it to go for Taunt. Tornadus is just going to Air Slash, which is smart. Yep. Yeah, I could have gone for the Thunder Wave onto it, which could have been really big. And then, yep, there's Starfall. Starfall's going to knock out Incineroar. It's going to be a +2. There's no coming back from it unless the only way is if they get paralyzed this next turn, and I can knock it out with Zekrom. So I need Zekrom to knock out their Calyrex this turn, and I need Calyrex to be paralyzed. I need to max Lightning into it. I don't think there's any chance. There's really no chance that I can come back from this. I have to take a hit from Calyrex unless it's paralyzed, and then hits from a bunch of other Pokemon, because there's no damage on anything else. But I mean, yeah, that T-Wave missing really did hurt, because yeah, it did give Urshifu a chance. Well, not really, because I would have had to have led Urshifu. I should have led Urshifu Incin, but I was playing towards the Colossal lead. So yeah, obviously if I'd known that, I would have done Urshifu Incin. Tornadus, what? Oh yeah, Tornadus goes first because of the paralysis. Max Starfall connects, and this is probably going to knock out Zekrom. Oh, Zekrom lives, but I mean, I have to take so many hits for the rest of the game that it doesn't matter. I still have to live every hit from the rest of the team because they have a Tailwind up and Zekrom is super slow. Nice. I at least knock out the Calyrex. Yeah, the Incin or Shifu would have accounted for Calyrex Tornadus, but it would not have accounted for Dragapult Colossal. And that's the endgame that was the lead that I really expected, and I felt like making the most sense because I can't really answer it. So big props to my opponent for recognizing that And yeah, the Dragapult seals the deal because there's nothing I can do against Dragapult. It's just gonna Dragon Darts me, and that's the game. So that was oh, and Tailwind just for extra good measure. Breaking Swipe, fine. Yep. So Zekrom goes down. Yeah, there's no way I could have accounted for both the Colossal and the Calyrex lead, and I picked wrong, and that really cost me because I guess I could have, well, no, yeah, I should have actually gone for Thunderwave onto Tornadus to try and win the speed tie, and then hope that they get paralyzed turn one to not go off. So let's see their team. I'm actually curious. It is, yeah, standard Calyrex, max speed, special attack. Wow, not standard Calyrex. They only have Astral Barrage, Draining Kiss. Very good to know. That's wild. Dragapult, yep, it's gonna have, yep, Breaking Swipe, Surf, Ally Switch, Phantom Force. Pretty standard, especially, yeah, given that you're trying to boost Colossal. There is Urshifu, yep, Aqua Jet, Surging Strikes, Protectless Combat, very standard. Yep, very standard as well. It is interesting that they have Air Slash and Hurricane, which I think is actually not something you see very often. So that's a very interesting tech with the Mental Herb. You have Colossal, yeah, very standard Colossal. They do actually have a fair bit of bulk and HP as opposed to speed, which could have actually been very relevant. And this Clefairy wasn't doing anything. Similar set to mine, or the one I'm using, except they have After You, and that's actually really interesting to run no attack Clefairy. But yeah, let's try and do one more. I am really frustrated that turn one just played such a huge sway of the game, and that there really was no recovering. And I think that is one of the beauties of Calyrex and why I love it, but at the same time doesn't really make for an exciting video. So let's do one more, and hopefully we can pull through that time. All right, last battle of the day, and we are once again using a Calyrex team, or not using, up against. So this is actually really cool tech that I used in my Players Cup team because Weezing has Neutralizing S and it doesn't affect as one. So Calyrex still gets its ability despite the fact that Weezing is out. So they have Weezing, Calyrex, Regieleki, Urshifu, Cloyster, and Clefairy. The Regieleki does scare me, but I think the fact that I have Zekrom kind of intimidates them. I do like Urshifu. Actually, does Urshifu outspeed? Because it's at what, 149? I should not be checking the summary right now. 149. Let's bring up these two. I'll bring Zekrom, and then yeah, let's see if we can make up for that last game. But calculator, 149 times 1 times 1.5, 223. Okay, yep, that's what I thought, that the Urshifu actually perfectly outspeeds the Calyrex. But oh, so they're gonna do Weezing Urshifu of their own, and we're both interesting. So we're both the water variant, and there is Neutralizing Gas. I mean, Surging Strikes is still KOs, so I think Surging Strikes onto Weezing, and then I do have Thunderbolt. I could double up into their Urshifu. I think this is the best play, right? The Neutralizing Gas is actually really cool tech, and I think more people need to play around with Weezing because it offers such a cool thing. Oh, cool. So, I mean, I revealed that I'm Sash. I mean, not Sash, that I'm Scarf. And yeah, unfortunately, this won't pick up the KO onto Weezing. And I expect them to go for a Will-O-Wisp or something. Oh, wait, let's see what their item is. Red card. So, okay, that brings out Incineroar, which is actually really nice because I didn't want my Zekrom to come in. Thunderbolt. Wow, no sash their um, on their Urshifu. So they're gonna go for taunt into Thunderous, which I mean is a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to be able to go for Thunderwave, and now I can't. But it's also not the worst thing. So they're gonna Cloyster comes out. I think double up into Cloyster with Fake Out and Thunderbolt. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna max though. This is an interesting choice of max, and then the question is who do they target? I think the taunt though was an interesting play. Yeah, so they are gonna max. So I should have probably fake out. Should have gone for Fake Out into Wheezing, because this I felt like was a very, very expected max. But I mean, Cloyster is very slow, and I mean, this could be where the sash is. Okay, so they actually protect, so this actually works out. So, yep, get the Fake Out to break any sort of sash, which I mean is a nice end goal. Zekrom. Oh wow, Thunderous just one shots Cloyster, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's really useful knowledge. And now they just have Calyrex in the back. Calyrex cannot max. And I know that an Incineroar can live a hit from Calyrex. So that's going to let me get a Snarl off. And then I do still have Urshifu in the back. So I think Snarl here and then Thunderbolt into Wheezing. Wheezing just went for a Protect. And yeah, once Wheezing is gone, that should be game. Astral Barrage into both of these. Yep, Incineroar takes that very well. It is a crit, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So let's see what they're going to go for. They're going to Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so yeah, Incineroar takes nothing. Incineroar will be able to live another one. Wow, their Calyrex has no investment. That's... Oh, because it was a crit. And then I think at this point I can safely bring out Urshifu to finish the job. And, I mean, this is a little bit more focused on Urshifu than Zekrom. But, I mean, like, that's just sometimes the way it is that while using some of these restricteds is really great, some of like the more less common used ones aren't always going to have the best place to shine. And the fact that I think this was just one of those cases where Thunderous ended up just doing such a strong job that there really wasn't a good reason to bring it to bring Zekrom in the lead. And okay, so there's a Dazzling Gleam. That's actually okay. Maybe I spoke a little too soon, because that did a lot. And I mean, I still have a max, and the Calyrex isn't going to be able to... Oh, actually, ooh. That's actually... Yeah, I think... But I feel like I should still be fine with this position, because they did go for Protect. They'd have to go for a double. That's the thing. So they'd have to get a double Protect, and then I can bring out Zekrom and max it. So I still have the max option, but I don't think it's 100% over. Oh, yeah, they didn't Protect. So... I think they should have. I think they should have gone for a double. I think that would have put them in the best option, because then they would have been able to knock out Urshifu, and I would have had to basically go for Zekrom living and Astral Barrage. And I think that would have put them in a much better place, because Calyrex just is so strong offensively. But hey, I do get to bring out Zekrom, and if they don't run, I'll be able to max and get off one last attack, which, I mean, I can at least end with Zekrom potentially getting the last blow. And then let's just Parting Shot into the Wheezing. In the rare event they don't, just forfeit, and then we'll just go for Max Lightning. It's kind of fun and a great way to... Yep, they're going to cancel. That's fine. I'm glad we were able to pull through a win against a Calyrex team, to kind of show that it is like I love Calyrex, but one of the issues is matches snowball so quickly, and you can't really recover in like a lot of cases against Calyrex if it gets a good lead and you don't have sufficient speed control to deal with it. So this was really nice that I came back. I think I didn't pivot my leads right with that third game, but we pulled it off in the end. And Zekrom's really cool. I'm glad I got to show it off and show off a special version. I'm gonna hopefully be back tomorrow with another restricted and just keep kind of working through all of them until we can finish. So until then, I hope all of you are great, and I'll talk to you later.